friends. This is Stephanie, the crafty autist. In my previous video a week ago, I shared that I had received my autism diagnosis, so officially autistic. And yeah, I've had a week to process it and kind of feel how I feel about it. And right now I'm just thinking it feels great. It feels really good to have the knowledge that I am autistic. I am neurodivergent. My brain is different. um, that I had moments of thinking that, well, what if I was just faking during the evaluation? What if it was sort of like self-fulfilling prophecy? And I've had moments of wishing that I wasn't autistic and that I was just normal, and then moments of thinking, if I was not autistic, there's so many aspects of who I am that wouldn't be there. Like, so many parts of me are freaking awesome. I'm really talented with like crafting and music and things that are my special interests that I probably wouldn't really be all that interested in, or at least not to the extent that I am if I weren't autistic. And so, like, I wouldn't have those creative superpowers that I've always loved having. So yeah, right now I'm just thinking, it's hard to be neurodivergent in a world that wasn't made for or designed around people with, autism and other things like that. But I'd rather be who I am than anybody else. And yeah. I thought that it would be interesting to go through, I found a list of female Asperger's traits, and I know Asperger's isn't what it's called anymore, but this list is one that I came across while I was researching autism, to see if that's what was going on with my daughter. And this list is what kind of opened my eyes to thinking that I could possibly be autistic too. So I first went through it year or two ago. I don't remember exactly how long it's been, but it was a while ago that I first read this list. But it is the list of female Asperger's traits by Rudy Simone, and she has it at the end of her book Aspergirls. And so I wanted to just go through this list and sort of talk about what I do and don't relate to in this list of traits. So there's 4 columns, and the first is appearance and personal habits. Dresses comfortably due to sensory issues and practicality. Yes, I tend to dress very comfortably. And yeah, part of it is because I have to feel comfortable, and part of it is it's just really practical. I don't like dressing in things that aren't practical. Will not spend much time on grooming and hair. Hairstyles usually have to be wash and wear. Can be quite happy not grooming at all times. That's me. When I went through my Google Doc a couple videos ago about the things that I had noticed in myself, that was definitely one of the ones that I mentioned, is that I have to have hair that I can just not bother styling. Sometimes I style it, and usually I don't. This is a very common style for me, and it's super fast and easy. So, and then the not grooming at all times, I think I talked about that a bit. Most of, like a great deal of my life, I have not been able to get myself to shower more than once a week. I'm sorry if that's a little too TMI. I don't know. I'm better at that now. I have an app for tracking and building habits and stuff, and so I'm doing better about grooming. But I have to have like that external motivation. Eccentric personality may be reflected in appearance. I think when you get to know me, I exhibit more of an eccentric personality. When I'm around people that I don't know very well, I tend to mask more and try to be more just normal and not show how weird I am. But the more you get to know me, the more I open up and become eccentric, I think is a very good word for it. Is youthful for her age in looks, dress, behavior, and tastes. Yeah, I've had people who were surprised to find out that I was as old as I am. And I mean, I'm not super old. I'm only 37. That's not that bad. But yeah, I do act younger. I feel younger. And I think that I do look younger. Usually a little more expressive in face and gesture than male counterparts. Sorry, I'm getting cat hair all over me because I got my cat on my lap and it's shedding season. So yeah, I am. So, there we go. She had her claw stuck in my pants. Yeah, I'm more expressive than, say, my nephews who have autism. More cat hair. So yeah, may not have a strong sense of identity and can be very chameleon-like, especially before diagnosis. Yes, I have had... Oh, stop it. She's got her claw stuck in the couch and she's not happy about it. You gotta move. I'm sorry, I would normally edit that out, but I don't feel like editing. There, see? You're fine. You're fine. Okay, may not have a strong sense of identity and can be very chameleon-like, especially before diagnosis. Yes, I have spent so much time just thinking like, well, who on earth am I? I don't even know who I am. And changing to try to fit in to various groups of people. I'm a different person depending on who I'm with. Enjoys reading and films as a retreat, often sci-fi, fantasy, children's, can have favorites which are a refuge. Yes, 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 and yes. Reading is big part of my life. I've always really enjoyed reading, especially sci-fi and fantasy, and classical literature as well. And I do have favorites that I go back to again and again. Uses control as a stress management technique. Rules, discipline, rigid in certain habits, which will contradict her seeming unconventionality. Yeah, I see this in my relationship with my kids, where I try to... More cat hair. This video is not turning out like I thought it was going to. I tend to try to be, like exert more control over just everything around me than I probably should, just to, because I kind of need that feeling of being in control. As stress management, when I'm not in control, I feel very agitated and stressed. Usually happiest at home or in other controlled environment. Yes, that is 100% true. I am very much a homebody. think it's just one cat hair that I'm just missing over and over again. And I just put chapstick on, and so it's like stuck. Okay. The second column is titled Intellectual Giftedness, Education, Vocation. May have been diagnosed as autistic or Asperger's when young, or may have been thought of as gifted, yes. Shy, yes. Sensitive, yes. Etc., yes. May have had obvious or severe learning deficits, no. So yeah, I was always considered gifted and very shy and very sensitive. Often musical and artistic. I just talked about that. I've played the piano since the first grade. I took organ lessons in college and continue playing the organ. I'm the organist for our congregation church. And then artistic, yeah, that's like kind of my thing, is being artistic and creative. May have a savant skill or strong talent or talents. I don't think I'm savant at anything, but many people have called me talented in a variety of things, like arts and crafts and music. May have a strong interest in computers, games, science, graphic design, inventing, things of a technological and visual nature. Kind of science sometimes. Biology more. I like learning about plants and animals and stuff. And visual stuff, yes. More visual thinkers may gravitate to writing, languages, cultural studies, and psychology. I have been rather interested in writing at points throughout my life, and some languages, and I love learning about other cultures. So yeah, I fit in with all that. Maybe a self-taught reader, I don't remember. May have been hyperlexic as a child, I don't think so. Will possess a wide variety of other self-taught skills as well. Yeah, most of my craftiness, while I learned a lot from my mom because she's also very crafty, I'm also self-taught in a great many things, usually because of YouTube videos and tutorials and stuff. May be highly educated, but will have had to struggle with social aspects of college, may have one or many partial degrees. So I have a bachelor's degree, and I did change my major partway through because I realized that I wasn't at all interested in the career path that I had chosen. I was going to be a high school theater teacher, and originally that was because I had theater teachers who very greatly inspired me and helped me, and I wanted to be that for other people, but after a while I realized that it meant being surrounded by high school students all the time, and that was frankly terrifying. So I was lucky that I was able to put together a whole bunch of different credits that I had and make it fit into a university studies degree. And socially, college was, it was better for me than high school, but I still did struggle quite a bit. Can be very passionate, I just talked about this, can be very passionate about a course of study or job, and then change direction or go completely cold on it very quickly. Will often have trouble holding on to a job and may find employment daunting. I'm not 100% sure. I've only ever had summer jobs, and so they were by nature temporary. After getting married when I was 20, almost 21, I haven't had a job since then. I was a Mary Kay consultant at one point, but I found that difficult. Realized I am not cut out for direct sales at all. Highly intelligent, yet sometimes can be slow to comprehend due to sensory and cognitive processing issues. Will not do well with verbal instruction, needs to write down or draw a diagram. If somebody's trying to tell me how to do something verbally, it goes in one ear, gets all kind of mumble jumbled and messed up, and I don't understand it really well. But Yeah, if you can write it down, draw a diagram, that that definitely helps. Let's see. Will have obsessions, but they are not as unusual as her male counterparts, so less likely to be a train spotter. And that's true. I have lots of obsessions that are more, normal. Like it's not at all odd for a woman approaching middle age. I don't, am I? Yeah. Anyway, to like arts and crafts, and when I was in middle school, I mean, I was at an age where it's not uncommon to really like horses. It's just the the level at which I obsess over them is not normal. Okay, the third column is emotions and physical. Emotionally immature and emotionally sensitive. Yeah, I definitely I feel that. Yeah. Anxiety and fear are probably predominant emotions. Yes, I deal with a great deal of anxiety. More open to talking about feelings and emotional issues than males with autism spectrum. Sometimes. I can, if I think a great deal about it and do my best to express it clinically, I do a lot better with talking about my feelings, my emotions. Um, but as I've said in previous videos, the stronger the emotion I'm feeling, the harder it is for me to express it. Strong sensory issues, sounds, sights, smells, touch, and prone to overload. Um, Kind of. I don't have very marked sensory issues, but when I am in a situation where there's just lots and lots coming at me all at once, I can definitely experience overload. Moody and prone to bouts of depression. Mm-hmm. May have been diagnosed as bipolar or manic depressive while the AS diagnosis was missed. I have wondered about myself if I could be bipolar, but never really fit all of the, didn't tick all the boxes. So, and yeah, I was never diagnosed with bipolar or manic depressive, but lots and lots of depression. Probably given several different prescriptions to treat symptoms, will be very sensitive to medications and anything else she puts in her body, so may have had adverse reactions. I've been on 2 different antidepressants. The first was sertraline, and it worked, but then it stopped being very effective. And right now I'm on fluoxetine, and that is helping. It's funny about when it says being sensitive to medications and other things being put in the body. I get a hangover when I take NyQuil. So like I cannot take the type of NyQuil that has alcohol in it. I can't handle it. So obviously I'm not a drinker. So yeah, if I have a cold and I want to sleep at night, I have to take the kind that's a capsule that has something else in it that's not alcohol. 9 out of 10 have mild to severe gastrointestinal difficulties, e.g. ulcers, acid reflux, IBS, etc. Anything that I experience in that area is kind of mild, like heartburn and stuff. I did have my gallbladder removed a while back. I don't know if that has anything to do with it. Stims to soothe when sad or agitated. Rocking, face rubbing. You've seen me like doing this whole video. Humming, finger flicking, leg bouncing, finger or foot tapping, etc. I will do a video about my stims. I have several, and yeah, I do that. Rocking is one of them. Similarly physical when happy, hand flapping, not so much clapping, not really, singing sometimes, jumping, kind of running around, dancing, bouncing. So yeah, stims for when sad or agitated or happy. Prone to temper or crying meltdowns, even in public. Sometimes over seemingly small things due to sensory or emotional overload. Yes. I can have a temper, and I can have meltdowns. generally not in public. I do my utmost best to hold myself together in public. I don't like letting other people see that side of me. And so, as much as is possible, I keep everything in until I can get home and to my safe space, and preferably even away from my family. So, like, shut myself in my room or something. Or, so yeah. Hates injustice and hates to be misunderstood. This can incite anger and rage. Yeah. I hate it when things are not fair. It bothers me to no end. Prone to mutism when stressed or upset, especially after a meltdown. Somewhat. My daughter is more prone to mutism than I am, but yeah, I can definitely experience it. Less likely to stutter than male counterparts, but may have a raspy voice, monotone at times when stressed or sad. Yeah, I think I do get monotone when I'm emotional, like negative emotions, sadness and stuff. The fourth column, this is the last one. It's titled Social Relationships. Words and actions are often misunderstood by others. Yeah. I had this one time when it was my husband and I and our baby, and we were friends with another couple and their baby, and we were over at their house, and I said something or other. I said something, and I didn't mean anything by it. And later, they invited us over, and were like, "If we have done anything to offend you or hurt you, we are sorry." And I was just trying to figure out what on earth. And then I realized it must have been that thing that I said that was taken completely wrong. Anyway, so yeah, we worked through that, and we're fine. But yeah, words and actions are definitely misunderstood at times. Perceived to be cold-natured and self-centered, unfriendly. Sometimes I try not to be, but I might come off as kind of stuck up sometimes just because I don't talk very much. Is very outspoken at times, may get fired up when talking about passions and obsessive interests. My times of outspokenness are very rare. I am a lot more prone to be quiet than to talk too much. The only exception is when I'm like making videos. I have another channel that is dedicated to one of my special interests, and I find plenty to say, but not so much with other people. I tend to err more on the side of letting everyone else talk as opposed to talking too much. Can be very shy or mute. Yep. Like her male counterpart, will shut down in social situations once overloaded, but is generally better at socializing in small doses. May even give the appearance of skilled, but it is a performance. Yeah. Social situations can definitely overload me, but in smaller situations I can do pretty well, and it is very much a performance because I would much rather just sit and listen to everyone else. It's easier for me. Doesn't go out much. Check. Will prefer to go out with partner only or children if she has them. Yeah. Like I mentioned, I am a homebody. I don't go out much. Before COVID, I had a monthly crafting group that I would go to, and we would just go craft together, and that was like, how many were there? 5 or 6 ladies from church, and we would all just get together and craft, and that's kind of as much socializing as I prefer. I will do larger things than that, but it takes a lot more out of me. Will not have many girlfriends and will not do girly things like shopping with them or get-togethers to hang out. Yeah, I always found it hilarious that girls would get together and go shopping. Like, let's go to the mall. I'm like, what's the point of that? What is the point? I don't get it. Yeah, I don't get it. Will have a close friend or friends in school, but not once adulthood is reached. Yeah, I have had best friends, I have had close friends, but they tended to not last super long. And as an adult, friendship has been really hard to manage. I have tried like making overtures and stuff, but I'm just not good at making friends. I'm not good at being a friend. I wish I was, but yeah, because I like people, like, generally. And there are so many people that I wish I could be more, that I could be friends with and not just acquaintances, because they're really amazing, wonderful people, but I can't seem to figure out how to be a friend. May or may not want to have a relationship. If she is in a relationship, she probably takes it very seriously, but she may choose to remain celibate or alone. Yeah, I do take my relationship pretty seriously. Anytime that I'm in a relationship, it's like, it's a really big deal to me. Due to sensory issues, will either really enjoy sex or strongly dislike it. That is very personal, and I'm going to skip that one. If she likes a male, she can be extremely noticeably awkward in her attempts to let him know, e.g., she may stare when she sees him or call him repeatedly. This is because she fixates and doesn't understand social gender roles. This will change with maturity. I feel a little called out there. Yeah. Anytime I had a crush on somebody, I was always very awkward about it. Super awkward. I'm not good at the flirting and the dating and the being normal around guys thing. Thankfully, I was able to find somebody who is probably also autistic and also isn't good at all that stuff, and we meshed pretty well. So, yeah, we've been married for 16 and a half years. Often prefers the company of animals, but not always due to sensory issues. I don't know what those two have to do with each other, company of animals and sensory issues. I generally prefer animals over people. I really like animals. I don't think it's due to sensory issues. I don't know. So, yeah, that is Rudy Simone's list of female Asperger's traits. And that was the first list that I read that opened my eyes to thinking, I might actually fit this mold. This actually describes me pretty well. So, yeah, like I said, not everything on that list fit, but a great many things did. And that led me down the rabbit hole to my daughter's diagnosis and my own diagnosis. Thanks for hanging out and listening to me blab on and tolerating me trying to figure stuff out with my cat and her claws. And I will see you next time. Bye.